When Karen knocked on my door with a $5,000 fine for illegal hunting, I didn't argue. I smiled. Because what she didn't know was that little piece of paper would tear down everything her HOA had built. They thought they controlled every inch of Green Valley. But they forgot one thing. They don't own everything. And they definitely didn't own the land they were secretly turning into their personal nature reserve. If you've ever wanted to see an HOA president get wrecked by real property law, stick around. I'm Mason Holloway. 38, ex-military, ex-tech. Moved to Green Valley Estates 2 years ago for some peace and quiet. Big lots, forest access, remote enough to breathe. The catch? A $450 per quarter HOA fee and a president named Evelyn Richardson, 38, law firm manager, bob haircut, terrifying smile. She welcomed me with a basket stuffed with HOA bylaws. And that was my first warning. She ran the place like a queen with no challengers. Most folks just paid their dues and stayed quiet. So did I, until hunting season came. I got permission from Frank Williams, an 83-year-old Florida man who owned 80 acres of untouched woodland behind our neighborhood. He hadn't been there in years, but said I could hunt if I was respectful. Opening morning, I took down a clean buck. But Evelyn and her Lululemon hiking club stumbled onto me mid-field dress. She lost it. Called me barbaric. Threatened to call the police. 3 days later, $5,000 HOA fine on my door for cruel hunting activities. Nice try. I wasn't hunting on HOA land. I had a license, permission, and GPS boundaries. I brought it all to the next HOA meeting. But Evelyn doubled down. Claimed the HOA had used the land for 10+ years. Called it a community preserve. Problem was, they didn't own an inch of it. They just claimed it. And she had even bigger plans. I dug deeper. Found grant applications, architectural renderings, for a massive community park. Benches, trails, signs. And at the entrance? Evelyn Richardson Nature Park. They were fundraising, applying for permits, and building without the owner's knowledge. All on Frank's land. Or soon, mine. I called Frank. He was overwhelmed with medical bills and open to selling. $750,000 later, paid for my savings and inheritance, I became the owner of the land they were trespassing on. The next morning, Evelyn arrived to push her fine again. Instead, I handed her the deed. Her face fell. Marcus, her VP, looked like he was about to throw up. I laid it out. They had no legal rights. No tax payments. No adverse possession. Any development was trespassing. And her fundraising? Fraudulent. That night, I found old HOA board member Robert Jackson. He told me Evelyn knew it was private land. She just told the board to let it go. Even worse, tens of thousands raised for the park had vanished into a consulting firm. Owned by her husband Trevor and Marcus's sister. I contacted a lawyer. Amanda Lewis. And a financial crimes detective, Alex Morgan. Between them, we uncovered $75,000 plus diverted to Evelyn's inner circle. No bids. No transparency. Just fake invoices for design work. I notified the neighborhood. Posted cameras. Sent cease and desist letters. Evelyn's response? Protest signs. Smear campaigns. And finally, she announced a mass trespass trail walk. Saturday morning. 30 residents. Signs. Kids. Evelyn in full REI cosplay. Before they stepped onto my land, police arrived. Detective Morgan warned them, "This is private property. Trespass and you'll be arrested." Evelyn's community walk fizzled before it started. Emily Chen, a local reporter, ran the full story. Next HOA meeting? Pure chaos, residents furious. Funds unaccounted for. Nancy Roberts, the secretary, came clean. She had a flash drive. Invoices. Transfer records. Evelyn had threatened her job to stay quiet. Trevor's company? A shell. $68,000 for services, worth a third of that. Detective Morgan and the district attorney showed up mid-meeting. Evelyn tried to spin it. But nobody bought it. The HOA board disbanded. Evelyn, Trevor, and Patricia Bennett all took plea deals. Probation. Restitution. Banned from HOAs for a decade. Sarah Johnson became interim president. Her first order? Full audit. Financial transparency. Real leadership. And me? I turned part of the land into a real community trail. Named it after Frank. A plaque tells his story. So yeah. I moved here for peace. I got drama, threats, lawsuits, and in the end, a real community. Sometimes the quiet ones don't start the fire. But they sure know how to put it out. Subscribe if you want more stories where justice wins and fake power crumbles.